Guys, please hold on to your seats really very tight today because as I am going to share with you something really shocking and surprising to you in this particular video, because this video is not as simple as you think. And as yesterday we were already discussing about a scam and something like that, how to spot a fish and something. So this is a scam that almost took me, and I would have fallen apart for sure if I wouldn't have been aware about the things that I shared with you yesterday, so that you can understand that how to outsmart phishing emails. So first of all, welcome back to Cyber Whale, guys, and I hope you all are doing well. And as I have already given you an exposure about what this video is all about and how I am going to tell you how people manipulate you, how people manipulate you or trick you into giving your crucial and important information. For me, last night was not easy because I would have almost lost 59,000 of my money, I guess. Indian rupees 59, but $699 something. I would have lost it if I was not aware about what things I have to do, as well as if I wouldn't have been aware to which account my things are connected and how things are working in my system or my laptop or my phone. I would have definitely fallen in trap, guys. Firstly, you might be thinking what I'm talking about and what's all this chaos is. So let me tell you one thing. Yesterday night, what happened is I usually sleep early because I have a piece of work to do in the morning and I have a very different schedule. So at a time period of around 10:30 or 11, I received an email and I didn't saw that email because I was already half asleep. So as when I woke up, when I woke up around, I guess I have this habit of waking up around sometimes 2:30 or 3 because I am not a heavy sleeper. I'm just a very, if even if a pen is thrown on the ground, I'll be up. My sleep is really very baby sleep, you can say. So when I woke up around 2:30, as I heard something at my home, 2:30 a.m. or I guess 3:30, something around like that. I don't remember the time particularly. As soon as I woke up, I thought that it is just normal. I checked my phone to see what time is it actually. So when I saw the time, I saw that I have received an email, and there were two emails actually. So I was thinking that both of them are important because one of them was really important, and it was related to my stats and stuff that I am working on. So I saw another email that is from a name. I should not be actually telling you the name, but you can now see it. I didn't saw the sender's email because I was in damn sleep and my eyes were like bulging and my head is just bumping everywhere. So you can see here there is one thing that it is from an unknown sender with random email, right guys? It is totally a random gmail.com, which doesn't even make sense. And I received an attachment, and if you see in your mobile phones, you'll always see that attachment widely, right? And I saw this email hit in my message box or inbox, and as soon as I opened it, I saw that deposit statement and I was shook to death. Like, oh my god, I didn't made any deposit, I didn't made any withdrawal or something like that. And what is this email about? What is this written? I didn't saw anything, but I just saw an attachment that is mentioned as PayPal. And actually I am connected to PayPal, so I was worried that what is it related to. But in the sleep time I actually forgot that it is not related to, and that my email is this particular email that I am showing to you right now is not connected to PayPal. And I actually forgot because at 2:45 a.m. guys, who would even see that? Oh my god, who would even see that this is a kind of whether my email is connected, whether what email I am watching, and I was like totally shook to death that what kind of PayPal deposit statement have reached me in my inbox at this late night. So you can see I have mentioned it at 2:45 a.m. and 9 hours ago. and it reached to me at 10:32 p.m., around 13 hours ago. And I started just to show you so that I don't lose it, so that I can show you just. So what actually the mail attachment was, I'll show you. I have opened it in a secure browser so that I can show you and you guys can understand. You can see, just guys, avoid whatever it is. It is all for the educational purpose, guys. Do not use it or follow such kind of practices at any cost. You can see it is stated with the PayPal name, and it is showing me the invoice number, date. Everything is mentioned, like, dear Isha Malik, we are delighted to confirm your security service renewal. Keep enjoying our superior protection and advanced features. Thank you for your trust. It seems literally official. Contact us at, and they have literally mentioned their number in like highlighted the number to report if this transaction was not. I didn't read anything. I just saw an item description and I saw USD 699.99, and I was like, how the hell is this happening and what is this all? I was totally in sleep, and I forgot how to sleep again back. I just woke up. I just sit on my bed as it is. My mother was like sleeping next to me, and she was like, what happened to you? I was like, Mama, you sleep, I'll talk to you later on. And she went back to sleep. But as soon as I saw the total, I firstly converted how much amount is this, and I was like, okay, I'll show you how much amount is this. Just give me a second, let me open up my calculator. 699 into, let's do 85, because USD is going on 85 right now, so it's equals 59,415. I calculated it and I was like, this much amount of money, how come is this possible? I haven't made any kind of you can say any kind of purchase, and your bank records will update with the transaction. And without thinking, as they have mentioned me, contact us at this number to report if this transaction was not authorized by you. And as I personally know this thing, that I don't use PayPal a lot. I use it for just international transactions. Sometimes if I have some piece of work. But the thing was that if they wanted me to, they can provide something else to me. But this is a Canadian number, because I have seen so many plus ones right now. So that is basically related to a Canada number. This is a kind of Canada number. So I just recall that yeah, it is related to it. And after that, I know that I won't be able to make a transactional sorry, like international calls, because my phone doesn't follow. So that was one of the biggest thing that I have followed, that I don't use international calls with the help of all this stuff. And after that, I realized that why would someone give me a contact number to report something they can easily use their email IDs. And if it is literally related to PayPal, they would have definitely given me their email ID. And as soon as I hit that, there should be an email ID. Like, let me just write it down. There should be an email ID instead of the contact number. My brain hit on the spot, and as I was already up and my mind have already taken a shift, my cybersecurity brain started to work. I just get back to the email and saw the email header as quick as possible. I saw it is from a Sakio Koroki, someone named as this person. If PayPal have to make an email to me, or they have to tell me something really important, they won't make it from any random sender person. And the email sender already told me that this is from this particular email address, which doesn't even make sense and which is not at all related to PayPal. My senses worked, and I checked the email header, and after checking the email header, after that I get to see that if there is any official authority contacting me, or a company, you can say, they why would they use, or why would they use something random, some random email address as well, a personal name. Right, guys? It is really really important to check the email header when you are receiving a mail, to check whether it is from an authorized, just give me a second, authorized entity or not. This is the first thing that I have already told you, that you should always check out whether it is from the authorized entity or not, and you can check it by using or checking the email header, and you can analyze that. As I was using my mobile and I was shook because I didn't know how to react at first moment, and it shows me the curiosity because it is a kind of a deposit statement that I haven't made, and I haven't brought any bitcoin. So I was like, what kind of thing is this that I haven't even made any kind of, and I knew that I haven't been expecting any kind of invoice related to bitcoin. I was aware about it. So it's really important that you should be aware about any such scenarios, because as I stated in the last video, if you haven't seen the last video, I'll drop down the link in the description box. Go and watch this previous video as well, so that you can get to know what I am talking about in this particular video as well. You should be aware about any such scenarios, because in the last previous video I have mentioned you one thing, guys, and that one thing was that, because let's just say, because it might be possible that you may be expecting any invoice from any other entity or an authorized user, like I like there is an example, like the example I am showing you of PayPal. So you should always keep a note of it, and you should be aware whether you're expecting any in a scenario, any like what we say, any invoice, um, any important email from the authorized entity, and you have faced the same thing, you got the same thing, but that is not from the expected user, or that is not from the expected authorized entity. So you should be aware about it. So I know that I haven't made any kind of bitcoin deposition, or you can say transaction, and as soon as I got to know, I was like, no, I didn't made it. Then I get to know that yes, because I have also checked up with the, you can say what, I have already checked up with the header as well. And another thing that I have checked, that they are not using their email id, and instead of that they are using a contact detail. So which made me sure of it, that it is a kind of phishing email, and they're trying to gather and grasp my information related to it. I should not be opening the pdf, but without opening the pdf I wouldn't be able to understand what kind of detail is this. And I was so sure that this PDF is not harmful because it was a .pdf. I have I have checked that as well on the spot, and in the sleep I was able to check all of this, because my मेरी नींद उड़ चुकी थी, guys. I was totally in shock that what I'm going to do if something happens like this. And after that, because I as I mentioned, I have not been using a PayPal. I have not been using PayPal a lot recently. So I was not sure whether the email I am using is the same email that I received the invoice for. Because if the invoice was from the same email that my PayPal is connected to, it would have costed me all those 59,415 rupees that I have already shown you, and that would have impacted me a lot. That would have impacted me my whole savings if I would have it, and if I don't even, guys, पैसा नहीं है मेरे पास वैसे, but yeah, I'm just telling you that if it would have been this such scenario, I have checked that yes, this is a .pdf, it won't cause any harm to my system or my laptop. After that, I started hunting over it, that how can I react to this and what can I do, and is this even an authorized entity email, or it is a valid email or not. After rechecking everything, I thought I get to know that it is a phishing email and I should not be reacting much about it, and I should not take any step related to it. But I wanted to take a little bit of, I wanted to mess with that person. What I do is I just mention, because I know that my name is already mentioned over there and they know my name already. So what I can do is, I didn't use any such thing, but I just mentioned this transaction isn't made by me, please look into it as soon as possible, I'll be really grateful to you. And I mentioned thanks and regards with a whole lot of my heart, that yes, that was just a play thing, guys. Don't even do it if you guys are not sure of it. Don't do it. That if you are not sure whether how it is a email, or this email is basically a phishing email or not, do not perform this. Because I was aware and I have taken a note of each and everything, as I have already shown you that invoice to what and what. Then after, as I stated, that I was not sure whether my email is connected to PayPal or not. I checked my PayPal. I went, what steps I took, is, I took, as soon as I found it fishy, is just uh fishy is just give me a second, guys, just give me a second. Fishy, yeah. What steps I took as soon as I found it is it fishy is, firstly, uh not even I found it fishy, how I managed to found it fishy, how I found just give me a second, sorry, how I managed to found it to find it as fishy. And what is that is, number one, I took an I took a note of, that of PDF, whether it is, dot PDF, legible, a liable thing, or you can say legal kind of PDF, or you can say, or is it dot exe or dot doc. I checked all of that, and after getting to see, I opened the PDF after finding that it is not malicious, and I have to check, and I can check it safely. I can check it safely. I read the whole PDF. Number two, what I did is, just give me a second. I read the whole PDF, and that stated the contact number instead of the official mail ID, because it's common that if someone suspicious, because it's common that if the, you can say, authorized person wants to contact you, they'll use authorized things. They'll use authorized things like emails, and not the like emails, and not the, what we say, basically, not the contact numbers. So that's how I get to know, I managed to know that it is fishy. Number third, after that I check the sender's address. Because that should even be the first thing that I should be, that should even be the first thing that I should have checked. But unfortunately, but as it was not, but as it was not, so I checked it later on. But you should check it. I checked it later. You should always check it. And after doing so, I found the address fishy, suspicious, you can say. Yeah. I found the address suspicious, and if someone and an authorized entity contacting me would and an authorized entity contacting me would definitely be using, or would surely be using, the authorized uh, authentic address instead of using instead of using some random email address as well as a name. So I hope that these three things are understood to you guys, and you have got a hold that how I found how I managed to find that it is a fishy email and it's not correct. Another thing that I took a note is deposit statement it mentioned over here, where the LAV is 45068, but this number is not mentioned anywhere. Could you see anywhere in the invoice that 45068 is mentioned? Or you can see invoice number 1968. There is nothing like that, guys, in the email attached with it here to me. And the trade ID, there is nothing matching over here. So, after that, I after that I checked the subject and the PDF not being matched with the information stated. Fourth thing, another thing that I also take a note of is that the subject seems very offering and fiery, right? If a person would see something like that, they would definitely fall for it. They would definitely. Oh my god. Just give me a second. Let me correct these spellings. Yeah. They would definitely fall for this trap because it seems little scary that, yeah, it is a kind of fear and urgency that they have. Fear and urgency with something really big. They have made it to you in front of you. So I have taken a note of these four things, and I get to know that yes, I this is also getting into checked, this is also getting checked, this is also getting checked. And after these five steps, okay, I mentioned wrong, three and then four and then five, yeah. After checking all these five steps, I get to know that this email is definitely a fishy email and I should not do anything related to it. And also I checked my PayPal account that it is not connected to it. After that, what steps I followed to protect myself, though I have already although I have already um although I have already safeguarded myself, because I have already enabled my MFA of the email as well as PayPal, which helped me to protect my system as well as my all severe information or all crucial information, sensitive information. So what steps you can also follow is recheck recheck the PayPal account, or recheck the accounts that you seems to have been exposed. After doing that, what another thing you can do is change the password if possible, or if you think that the password is already very strong, you can just enable MFA if not enabled, because it is really important. If my MFA have not been enabled, I would also have been into trap. That shook me. Literally, I was in sleep, guys. My sleep was like, oh god. I after that I didn't fall asleep, and I'm still awake yet. After that, rechecking the accounts, you have changed the password, enabled MFA, as well as do one thing: report this to Google, like Gmail as phishing email, and carry on with your work. Simple. So these are some simple steps that you should always follow when you encounter any such stuff. But you should always be aware that phishing emails could lead you to a lot of sensitive informations and can cause a mess, chaos in your life. So be aware, guys, be cautious. And I have already shown you what a phishing email could look like. Now you guys would trust me that why these all information are really very important to understand. So I hope that this is pretty clear, that how you can work up, if even if your brain is not working sometimes, as my brain was not working, but I still managed to cope up with it. If you have the information, you would definitely go for it, and this is really important to have this information. So be aware, be cautious, guys. Till the time, I'll see you in the next video. Till the time, bye bye, take care. And if you like the video, do not forget to subscribe it. And guys, please do share it with your friends and colleagues, so that they can also get a benefit out of it, and they can also prevent and protect their families, friends, and colleagues from any such scam or any such phishing emails. So also drop it into the comment section that if you ever face such kind of emails or some kind of trauma like this, please do share it in the comment section. I would be really glad to listen to your stories as well. So till the time, take care, bye bye, and see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye, guys.